What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 127. It is International Women's Day. We have a very international woman that's going to tell us all about the USA, AIT, and some amazing products coming out of the US right after this.
Back and forth between that camera and this.
So that's just here. Hi.
Okay.
So we're back on. So basically we can go camera 1, camera 2.
Did you ever see that in Wayne's World? Where he's
Of
like,
course.
one,
I was just going to
two?
say that. Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1,
All showing our
camera
age.
1, camera 2. Exactly. Camera 1, camera 2. That's so funny. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And of course we got Rushi here with us. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hello,
We got the
hello.
Rushi cam, young Rushi
I'm
over
good.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Cool. So thank you for doing this. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
I appreciate having you here. I appreciate the support for the business. You guys have been coming for such a long time. Get to see your little ones grow up. So it's pretty awesome.
Know.
Yeah, they're so cute. Yeah.
Heartbreaking on this end, but yeah, for sure.
It's time flies, so you got to enjoy
Too fast.
You know, my daughter's 10 now, and there's a lot of homework and there's school and all that. So before she went to school, she was basically like glued to my leg for like the first 5 or 6 years of her life, and then you drop her off
Oh,
at
man,
school,
don't
and
tell
and
me.
it's like she's like, okay, I'm cool, and I'm
No.
like separation anxiety, like no. It was crazy. Oh, it was crazy. I was taking her to school. I'm just like, ugh. You good? Are you okay? Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. All right, that's great. And I'm just like, craziness. All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Emily Scott, I didn't get to introduce you. So Emily Scott, maybe you can, before we start, you can introduce yourself.
Absolutely. So I'm Emily Scott. I'm the director of the Agricultural Trade Office at AIT, the American Institute in Taiwan. So I'm
Beautiful.
actually a representative of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. I'm a foreign service officer. And I do say that I have the best job at AIT because my primary job, the thing that I do, is just talking about U.S. food and agriculture and making sure that Taiwan has more U.S. food and agriculture products from the United States. But kind of that also leads us into like the shared culinary culture that the U.S. and Taiwan really do have in common. I get to talk to great people.
Yeah.
I'm really in touch, or try to be in touch, with the restaurants and food industry here in Taiwan, meeting really cool people, some cool people doing cool things, and seeing kind of how we can fit more American products into the Taiwan culinary scene. And it's a great time to be in Taiwan, and very lucky indeed.
Wow, that's quite an intro. My gosh,
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So is there a lot of American products? I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but in
No.
Taiwan, do they consume a lot of American products?
So that's a good question because
Yeah.
Taiwan,
Thank
we recently came out with a 2021 calendar year
Okay.
stats. And Taiwan was our 8th largest market, but bumped up to 2 places to be our 6th largest market.
Really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
the thing about Taiwan, it's a small place with a high population, and that big island chain running down the middle just means that the farms aren't large here, and they simply aren't able to produce enough to feed their own people. And with that, Taiwan consumers love to try new things. They get excited. They want to spend money in restaurants, especially with COVID.
Sure. Oh
So
my gosh.
we
Don't get
have
me
really
started.
seen, I know.
Yeah,
you're right. So we've seen kind of Taiwan's always been a really good trading partner for the United States.
Okay.
But what we've seen is Taiwan kind of not only continue that, but expand it.
Okay.
And bringing in a lot of high value items. So Taiwan brought in just under $4 billion in agricultural products, and we're super thankful for it.
Okay. That's amazing. I mean, I think I told you my little sort of U.S. story when I came here a long time ago, about 20 years ago. Almost, it'll be 20 years in December. I came in, and at that time, Taiwan is one of the countries they love the U.S. They love the U.S. And at that time, I came and everyone's like, "Oh, America, America," and I would say, "No, I'm from Canada," and they'd be kind of like, "Oh," they'd be like,
no one's perfect, Eddie.
"Oh," they're like, "Oh, yeah." I guess that's okay. And I'm like, well, I appreciate it.
I was in a previously unnamed country. I'll just let them be.
Okay.
Where it wasn't quite as friendly to American products, American people.
Okay.
And it really is so wonderful to be here. The Taiwan people, I know,
amazing.
we all know, so
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
But really just the interest in trying new things, new foods, new wines, new beers.
Beautiful.
And I love figuring out how we can have that discussion and have those events and promotions and really kind of give Taiwan consumers what they want to celebrate, and then help American farmers and ranchers too.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. We're looking perfect. Yes.
Good.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. So how are you with spicy food before we keep going?
I love spicy
Perfect.
food, but
I know.
I've had some warnings about these chicken
Okay,
wings. I had
okay,
some
okay.
friends say they're pretty hot.
Well,
So,
we're going to
okay,
start
I'm
nice
gonna
and
know.
easy. We're just going to
No
go the
problem.
basic buffalo.
Okay.
And yeah, we start. So
All
you
right,
can
let's
either
do
grab
it.
the wing or the drum.
I'm gonna
and we'll
do
go from
the
there.
drums.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
grab
do the
whatever you need.
drummies.
Yeah, do whatever you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a simple buffalo.
Okay, so this is just your buffalo. Could
Just a
we
simple-
get the buffalo cauliflower quite
There you
a
go,
bit?
buffalo. You know, that's funny.
Yeah.
The cauliflower was sort of an experiment, and because we've got a lot of vegan customers, and they want to come in and they want to do their wing nights, but they kind of get left out. So we're like, well, let's try to make something vegetarian. We made it first vegetarian, and we thought, well, how can we make it vegan? And so we went all the way vegan with the cauliflower wings. And so usually we get a good group of meat eaters and vegans coming in, having their beers together. Some are eating cauliflower wings, some are eating chicken wings. And actually, the cauliflower wings are right on par now, if not a little bit ahead of the chicken, which
Well,
is
if
crazy.
you need more U.S. cauliflower, you let me know.
Okay,
or
we'll
US
do.
chicken,
Yeah.
you let me
Okay,
know.
we'll do. Of course.
But
Well,
that's
now I
kind
know.
of that's an interesting comment, because we actually just did a report on how Taiwan is the third largest vegan vegetarian market in the world. So we
Yeah.
really see it's both an established population of people who might be doing that plant-based diet for a religious reason, like Buddhism. And then we have new young consumers that are just kind of interested in what is a plant-heavy diet? What is a plant-based diet? So we actually just did a report on that. Really interesting, but vegan, vegetarian, and with that organic products, USDA organic products do really well here.
I think a lot of the U.S. products do very well here, right? I mean, what are some of the top products you're
So
thinking?
beef,
Beef,
USDA
of course,
Prime,
of
baby.
course. Yeah. That was going to be my first guess, but
So
Okay.
for the consumer products, the products that you're familiar with, it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be beef.
yeah.
Big product, high value product, great product, really the most appropriate product for white tablecloth restaurants, as we say. We're passionate about it. It's a great one. But so Taiwan is kind of taking this really interesting turn where the products that consumers are interested in
Okay.
are the high value things.
Okay.
So craft beers, where they're happy to pay 300
guess
NT
number
for.
two.
Well,
Okay.
it's a good one. It's not
Yeah.
as high, but it's a good market. And it's an interesting market, and I think it's got a lot of room.
Okay.
But also organic products. Taiwan is the number one consumer of fresh fruits and vegetables in the whole world.
In the whole world.
Per capita.
Okay.
So they're not
Oh, wow.
only growing their own fruits and vegetables like we see here, some of the papayas, dragon
Yeah,
fruits.
some good fruit for sure.
Totally. But then they're kind of supplementing that with U.S. blueberries, U.S. cherries, pears, apples. It's actually our number one market for apples in the whole world. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, in Asia maybe, but
Okay,
it's a
okay.
huge market for apples. So lots of fresh fruit, high-end products. We're seeing a lot of seafood here, even lobster.
Okay,
You
okay.
could expand your menu, get
Lobster,
some seafood.
yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Speaking of lobster, let
Yeah.
me pull this lobster picture up there for you.
There we go. So
you
we
go.
did a
Yeah.
fun YouTube with Logan Beck, who popular YouTuber here,
Super
good
huge
guy.
YouTuber here. Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah.
So he and I met because he and I both did the Rainbow Ride in last October, and it is a ride to kind of promote and support LGBTQI issues here in
Okay.
Taiwan.
Wow.
And it's organized here. It's the Asia Rainbow Ride, and we're looking forward to do it again.
Asia Rainbow Ride.
Asia Rainbow Ride. Looking forward to do it again next October. But he and I met doing that, and then we've brought him on for some partnerships. So we brought it on here to talk about U.S. lobster.
Looks like he's
Really
enjoying
fun.
that lobster.
Because
Yeah.
he and I are
yeah.
both kind of from the middle of the country, both the
Ah.
Mountain West states. So not a lot of lobster in the Mountain West.
Yeah,
so
sure,
we
sure.
kind of learned how to open and crack open and eat a U.S. lobster.
Very cool.
Really good. He's a great fun partner. And then we did a complimentary video talking about fruits in Taiwan and some snack products in Taiwan.
Very cool.
So that was it was really fun. He's a good guy.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Lobsters are moving well here.
Lobsters are doing
Okay,
well, and it really
yeah.
is just speaking to the Taiwan consumer that is looking after to be a part of higher end, new, and international culinary experiences, which I'm sure you have seen as well. Just Taiwan consumers wanting, maybe especially because we can't travel, so bringing international food here.
Sure. Yeah. I think for us, we were lucky to do well. It's been a long road. Obviously, doing a restaurant is never easy. But from day one to now, it's been about 15 years. But I think one of the cool things about Taiwan is they'll try. They're like something new, some kind of food they've never heard of. 15 years ago, there weren't really any Mexican places. But Taiwanese people, they'll be like, oh, there's a new place. Oh, foreign food. Oh, let's try. So they'll come, they'll try. Sometimes they like it. Sometimes they don't like it. But they're willing to try, which is always very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in line with what we hear. We almost hear that they're so enthusiastic for new experiences that the menus, it's hard to keep up on the menus. It's hard to keep up on the demand and supply, or to meet the supply with the demand.
Yeah.
But that's a great place to be. It's a great place to experience it and experiment with it. So
Logan
lucky.
Taiwan is giving us a thumbs up. What's going on, brother? Shout out to you, my man.
Looking forward to figuring out how he and I can do our next project together. Logan, give me a call.
All right. Very cool, very cool. No problem on that first wing, right?
No,
all good,
easy
all good.
peasy. Yeah. So I had some dinner earlier.
Okay,
so
no problem. Do your thing. I was gonna say, so you guys, you're bringing, promoting sort of American food, right? So you guys have your own Facebook page.
Yes, we
right?
do.
You have your sort of own. Yeah, it's actually in the description below. There's a link down there, and you can check that out. And actually, we're gonna have a look at it right now.
Okay.
So Roosh is actually gonna pull that up for us right now. So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, it's the United Taste in Taiwan is the theme. So kind
follow
of got
the page,
to do
everyone.
Please, yes. We have Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So it's here, and it really is, it's pulling in all the different U.S. agricultural groups that are present and active in Taiwan, like U.S. Meat Export Federation that is promoting U.S. beef, California Wine Institute.
Very cool.
For instance, so pulling them in and kind of throwing them back out under a common brand that's American foods and agriculture. We have a great audience here. We have a great impression here. So we'd love to have more followers. So if you're interested in learning more about U.S. agriculture, including sustainability, women in agriculture, and I see a post for an upcoming event.
Tell us about the event. Yeah,
absolutely. So one of the things that we're doing is we're really focused on craft beer. So it's a fun area to be in. There are really fun, good people, obviously, in that area. So one thing that we're doing, and I'm trying to get, not only am I promoting American agricultural products here to Taiwan, but my job is also to promote Taiwan to U.S. exporters.
So you're back and
forth.
Back and forth. Okay.
So what I like to do here is talk about Taiwan being an enthusiastic market. Like we know, very high GDP. Per capita GDP is very high here. Interested in culinary experiences. So I'm talking to the associations, farmers, exporters in the United States who might be interested in the Taiwan market. Brewers Association.
Okay, sure.
So we've teamed up with the U.S. Craft Brewers Association to do an event next week. It's on the 15th.
Okay.
And it's in partnership with a Taiwan Sommelier Association.
Okay.
And so what it is going to be, it's going to be a discussion led by the U.S. Craft Brewers Association. Their head chef, Adam Dooley, is going to talk about how you pair beer with food.
Would that be this right here?
That's something else, but it's very close.
Okay. So we'll talk about that one after then. Sorry, go ahead.
No problem. So I think we're really familiar with the idea of pairing a wine with food.
Sure, of course, yeah.
But so there's definitely the concept of pairing beer with food.
For sure.
But it's not really present here in Taiwan. I'll leave them unnamed, an unnamed sushi restaurant, very high end, who had German Hefeweizen paired with sushi, and that's not okay.
That's probably a no-no. Yeah.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
Not in my world for many reasons.
I think it's fun. I think the craft beer thing is new here. I mean, again, sort of the local stuff and everything. It's been maybe 5 or 6 years. I remember previously, right now, Fumo next door, fantastic food. If you're looking for some like high-end, yummy Italian next door, fantastic. Before that, there was another sort of a restaurant. It's kind of also a high-end place. They would come by and they would see our beers on tap and they would ask us all these questions. And I was like, I'll give you anything you need to know because for me, if this whole street is full of amazing restaurants, then we become like Tianmu Eat Street, and it's the best.
It's better for you too.
I love
Looks
it. It's
great,
better for
feels
everybody.
good,
Yeah. So we're full. We go there. They're full. They come here. Right. It's fantastic. And so we were talking, and I said, I know a little bit about us. I'm like, lager pairs with this, dark pairs with that. But if you're only going to get like maybe one thing on tap or two things on tap, maybe do like a light pale ale and a lager, something
Keep it
that's a
simple.
little bit simple, right? And they're like, okay, cool. So they went in. I can say this now because they're not there anymore. They had one tap, and it was Hefeweizen, like one beer on tap.
It's a good beer, but it's
a
kind
good
of an
beer.
aggressive
Yeah,
beer.
it's a good beer, but it's a hard beer to eat with. I think personally.
I think you eat that at a German beer garden with your
Exactly.
bratwurst, and it's
Exactly.
perfect.
Yeah. So they did that, and then they had cans of Guinness, and these were the two beers that they had.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I don't know what to eat when I'm drinking Guinness. I do like Guinness.
I love a Guinness.
I love a Guinness. But
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know
good for
about
you.
Guinness and tacos. It's a
No,
tough one. That's a tough one. Yeah.
So that's exactly
Yeah.
right. So we're trying to get the idea of a beer pairing and how you pair beer. Like this is, light
Yeah.
beer. Absolutely. We're not
Sure.
pairing a Hefeweizen or a stout with it.
Definitely not. Yeah.
So it's an event we're doing next week, March 15th, with Taiwan Sommelier Association.
That's
If
beautiful.
anybody's interested, we do have a post on our United Tastes in Taiwan
Yep.
Facebook page.
Okay.
Lots of ways to get in people can get into contact with me. Absolutely happy to share my contact details.
Fantastic.
But it's also really interesting because Taiwan Sommelier Association next December is going to host an international regional wine tasting, or wine competition, sommelier competition.
Wow.
So we're kind of looking to start to feed into that relationship and see how
Beautiful.
products can be featured.
I've been here for a long time, and I did not even know that there was a sommelier, and I'm in the business, so that's
sommelier. I'll introduce you.
That'd be great. I'd love that. I'd love to do that.
So
That's fantastic. Beautiful. So let's take a next
all
bite.
right,
Another
let's do
bite here,
this.
right?
What's the next one?
There we go. Let's grab this one right here. So you
Okay.
can go whatever you need. So this is Chipotle. I don't know
Okay.
if you've had our Chipotle before, right?
Probably.
Probably, yeah. So that is the Chipotle right there. Boom. I'll break that off. Yeah, a little Chipotle action, right?
Very Chipotle. Where do you get
Very
your Chipotles?
So I believe they're imported
Okay.
from the States. Yeah, I believe.
That's good. That's good. Imported from the States is
Imported
good.
from the States is good, right? So, yeah, it's funny. People always ask about, your Mexican restaurant. Where do you get your ingredients? We try to do everything as local as we can, but there's no Chipotles here,
Right,
and there's
right.
almost no jalapenos here, right? So I had a friend that grew some jalapenos, and then there's a few farms that grow, and whenever they have stuff, we buy it all up.
Great.
And so, but it's a limited amount, right? So people are like, oh, you can make your own Chipotle and you can do that. I'm like, man, I'm already 15 years like in that kitchen, and I like to get out sometimes, so I can't, like we literally grind the corn for the tortillas, and it's like,
the
it's like
tortillas are good.
we need to, like to get out. If there's some yummy Chipotles from somewhere and we can get them, we're going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think that's a good comment as to the bigger picture of what my office is doing, because Taiwan it's a relatively small island geographically.
For sure. Yeah.
And just that big mountain range running down the middle. Average farm here is only about 2 acres for those of you who know how big that is.
Yeah.
So they just cannot produce what they need to sustain a population, but also like the specialty and interest products like a chipotle pepper.
Yeah, like we have some of these farmers, they grow habaneros and stuff like that. And when they have a yield of peppers, they call us, and we
That's
take
awesome.
all of them pretty much, and
Yeah.
we'll make sauce, or we'll pickle them, or we'll freeze them, or
Yeah.
something like that, because we need them. Ideally, you could get them every couple of days from the farm, and you keep them fresh, and you just bang through them and you keep going. But again, you have to be a little bit more creative here, because it's just not available, right? So if you can't do it, you can't do it. So it's either you just don't have it, or you have to kind of get creative. And another thing that we do is obviously guacamole, right?
Yeah.
So the best avocados are from the States.
I
of
agree.
course. They're so good.
I
Well,
was
Mexico
waiting for
and the
it.
States.
Okay.
Mexico and the States. Yeah.
Okay,
They're
okay.
both amazing, right?
Yeah.
So the Haas avocado. So I didn't really know the difference until I opened the Mexican restaurant here.
Oh yeah.
You got, I'm just used to the Haas avocados. And then we're like, oh, there's local avocados. So we're like, okay, so we tried that. They're good for certain things. They're a little tougher to make into a nice, rich, creamy wok because they're bigger. So the first time I got one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is massive.
If I can get all the guacamole out of there.
Yeah, so we made a bunch of guacamole and we had to tweak it a lot. But the cool thing about the Mexican and the American ones, they're really creamy, right? You can just eat them right off the bat.
Right.
It's really like almost like a different species of avocado. It's just so good. It's so good.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do is we're trying to fill niches and voids that are in the market. There's also a whole group of U.S. states that have representatives here. So there is a New Mexico office here.
Did not even know that.
So exactly. So if you need some chili peppers, I can get you in touch with New Mexico, and that's exactly where you need to be.
That is where I need to be.
For
so
sure,
you definitely need to introduce me.
No problem. I know. I would love to see green chili here.
Of course, I would love to. Man. People ask for that, and
especially with the pork.
Yeah,
with
the
green
pork,
chili.
right? Yeah,
Perfect.
People ask about that, but sometimes it's just like. We've been doing it for 15 years, and 15 years ago, you try every year and there's nothing. And so after like a decade, you're like, okay, I give up. But now
things are changing.
For
sure.
You're here, and that's pretty cool. I appreciate that because I want to have more stuff. But if we don't have them,
you give me a call.
I definitely will.
I'll figure that out. Yeah,
Cheers, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Salud.
Happy to do it.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate that. So I always got to ask, the original reason for coming to Taiwan was?
It's my job. So I'm a foreign service officer, and that is essentially the diplomacy, international service branch of the U.S. government. U.S. government has 4 foreign service offices. State Department, which is the largest, and if you go get a visa, those are your people.
Okay.
Department of Commerce. So if you're looking to buy an airplane or cosmetics or medicine, they're your people.
Next week.
Airplane.
For sure, yeah.
USAID, which is the Agency for International Development, and they're more obviously in Southeast Asia, Africa, Western Hemisphere. And then there's us with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And we're the smallest, but we've got the best jobs. We're the mightiest. Yeah. So I had an internship with them in Brussels, Belgium when I was in college. Best summer ever. World Cup 2006.
Oh, no, that's amazing.
World Cup in Germany. Drank a lot of beer, watched a lot of soccer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was excellent. And just loved it. Absolutely. So applied for full-time position with my agency. First assignment was Taipei, Taiwan.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Kind of.
Okay.
They just kind of send you.
They send you to a pretty darn good place.
I got pretty lucky. Yeah, and then I got to come back here. So that's even doubly lucky.
You know what's funny? I came here with the idea of coming maybe 1 or 2 years and then maybe going back to Canada. And it's been 20 at the end of this year. Yeah. And every time, I went back a few times to visit and I loved it. But I always thought when I'm here, it's kind of like, this doesn't include the restaurant part because that's not. But it's like you're living almost on vacation. It's like everybody's nice. It's a tropical island. The weather's nice usually. Yeah. And it's just like, this is a pretty cool place. Why? I mean, as much as I love my hometown and I love Canada, I mean, it's like, why? I really have no reason to go back.
It's a wonderful place to live. My family's super happy here. Huge drawback for us is just family being happy here.
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
They're rowdy.
Yeah. They're so cute. They're so cute. We actually have a question here.
Okay,
What's your favorite Taiwanese street food?
Whew.
Do you have one?
Favorite Taiwanese street food?
It's that stinky tofu for sure.
Oh man, that stinky tofu. You can just walk right by that place.
That's a tough one.
It's a good question because you think of all the things like I love the big fat, big fat fried chickens.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Those are really good, and a lot of those are American. Big.
Doubly good then. All right.
Big American products. I just like walking around the markets too.
It's cool,
we're really close to Shidong here, just to see everything, and I love buying the fresh seafood off of the market.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is a good question. I'll have to maybe get back to you about absolute favorite.
Okay,
because there are some good ones for sure.
There are some good ones. It's
super
funny.
Cool.
When my brother came out here to visit, he was quite a bit younger. And this is my story here. I took him to this sort of area that was famous for stinky tofu, right? And he knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
So, we're walking down and then, we're just taking our walk. And then all of a sudden this smell hits, right? and I'm just talking to him and we're walking like nothing, right? Like I'm ignoring it totally. And he's kind of like talking and he's like, He starts checking his armpits. He starts checking his
feet, 'cause it
shoes.
smells like
He's like,
feet.
what's going on? He's
I'm
checking
sure
his
it's
shoes.
great, but-
He's checking everything. And then
Yeah.
I'm just like, he's like, what is that smell, man? I'm like, oh, it's stinky tofu. You
Joe
want to try?
tofu.
He's like, no.
No, I don't
That was
think
so
I've
funny.
ever tried
I've tried it
actually.
once. I
Have
tried it
you?
once. I tried it once for
Yeah.
like karma's sake
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I want people to come and try my food.
Oh, hey,
It wasn't as bad as I mean, it was okay. It was okay. But it's just, there are so many good things to eat. So something that's kind of just okay for me, you know, I'm going to get blasted for this. But yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was better than I thought. But I
That's
mean,
good.
I mean, there's so many good things.
Yeah.
Like, I love
It's a lot of fun food here.
Yeah. There's some
sure.
some good stuff out here. Very cool. Let's grab the next wing.
right,
Yeah,
tell
you're
me
good.
about it. Tell
so
me about
this
it.
one is Korean style. I don't know if you've ever had
cool.
our Korean stuff before.
I don't think I
so,
have.
So we're obviously not a Korean restaurant, but we
Yeah.
used to have a
I'll do the little.
there you
winger
go.
guy.
Go for the wing. Yeah. So we used to have one of our ex staff. He was his family owned a Korean restaurant, and I said, you know what? I love Korean
Me
wings.
too. I love
so
Korean food.
what can we do?
It's,
And he
you
made
know,
a
it's-
sauce.
Yeah, it
I
speaks to
tweaked
kind of
it,
the
became this.
international availability here in Taiwan. I think we left for a few years, we came back, and
Mm-hmm.
the presence of international food here in Taiwan, I think, really exploded in that time. See so much American influence, European
Sure.
influence, but just some of the best Japanese food in the world.
Oh, Japanese food.
man.
It's funny because
Yeah.
I didn't have much Japanese when I was in Canada. And then when I came here, it was so good. And then when I went back, everyone's like, oh my gosh, sushi and sashimi is like the new thing. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, I know, but let's go. So we went to a restaurant and it was like, it was nowhere near the level of quality it was here.
No,
So I was
yeah.
kind of like, yeah. It's funny every time we've had many customers over the year that have worked with AIT,
Oh,
and
yeah?
my AIT story is before we opened this restaurant, we wanted to we did this sort of business course in LA, and then we were going to go to Mexico, right, for a quick trip, and so my wife's Taiwanese, and so I figured, well, maybe we're probably going to get a visa, right? So like, okay, let's do that, and with the Canadian embassy, you just kind of just walk in. You don't need an appointment. You just kind of walk in. You're like, I need to renew my visa. And for me, I have lots of Canadian friends, lots of American friends, and I just consider we're all kind of the same, right? We're all the same, right? I'm like, we're all the same. And so I'm like, okay, we're just going to go in. So I jumped in a cab and, we're like, okay, we pulled up to this was the old AIT.
Yeah.
We pulled up to the old AIT, and then, the cab just kind of like slowly pulls into there. And then like there's guards at the door, and they're like walking, like hands on their hip. They're like walking over. They're like,
What door
can I
did
help
you
you?
go in?
I don't know. I'm like, how's it going, man? And he's just like, can I help you? I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go in and get a visa. And he's just like, do you have an appointment? I'm like, no. And he's just like,
America loves its paperwork.
He's
You
like-
got to have an
he's like,
appointment.
just keep going.
Keep
bud.
going.
And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, we're just going to get a quick visa and then we're out for lunch. And they're just like, you need an appointment. I'm like, really? No, I'm here right now. He's just like, so we had to
Don't do
go
that.
back home, make an appointment, and then go back and do it again. It was really funny because I mean, the Canadian, we just walk in, you just do whatever. It was a pretty funny experience.
Well, that's
yeah.
an interesting
It's hilarious.
anecdote
It
from
was-
Canada. I didn't
was-
know you didn't need it.
Yeah, you just kind of roll in. You're like, hey, here you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, can we do my daughter's too? Oh,
Canada.
this one too. That's the only passport that I have. So it's the only time I've ever had to do it. So I was like, oh, we're all the same. Boom. And they're like,
No,
no.
I mean-
you need an appointment, buddy. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We like our
Well.
paperwork.
it was really funny. It was
And
super funny.
procedures.
Super
We're
funny.
big on the paperwork and
Yeah.
procedures.
Well,
So those are Korean is really good. It lingers.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
it's not hot when you
Yeah,
eat
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but
And then-
that
yeah, for
lingers.
sure,
That's
for
still
sure.
there. It's good.
so let's pull up a picture here
Okay.
let's do this one. Bam. What's going on here?
Okay, so this is kind of fun. We went to the trade shows are pretty big here. So this was out
big.
at Nangang, and it was a pet food trade show. I think late winter, early spring. And so actually, this is a good story because
Okay.
Taiwan is a good up and coming pet food market for us. We
Did
also
not know
I
that.
know, but you think about it, like think of all those dogs you see around
So many
here.
dogs. Yeah.
And
in the
they're
strollers
people,
and stuff.
yes, exactly right. But they're strollers, so it's people that are really taking care of their pets. They're really concerned about their pets.
Yeah.
Looking for high quality foods with maybe some unique attributes like joint protection. A dog just walked in right
Hi.
there. So people really care about their pets. And so the U.S. is looking to do more exports of high quality U.S. pet food. And we actually have an online promotion going on right now with ET Today, I think is the name of it.
ET Today?
That's the
Is that
online,
a website? The website?
It's one of the online shopping platforms, ET Today.
Can you find some ET Today gear?
And
Yeah.
so
Let me know.
we have a U.S. pet food promotion going on through the month of March with ET Today. Again, it's just super high quality pet food to Taiwan, and
Awesome.
really looking to offer Taiwan consumers and their furry friends U.S. pet food. So this is me. I'm at the pet food show, kind of just supporting the U.S. pet food that's there. And that's what we do. We work with the people who are already bringing in pet food to show up, talk about it, and do anything that they need us to do, and then figure out other ways that we can work together, then consecutive online pet food promotion.
Beautiful. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't think that something like pet food would be so popular here, but you do see a lot of dogs.
Right.
A lot of them in the strollers, a lot of dogs. I mean, just the other day we had a private party here, and one of the people brought a dog, and then we took the dog we love dogs. We took the dogs to the park. I mean, we don't have one because we have a small apartment.
Well, it's hard, yeah.
Right? And we, my daughter, and it's just we work. We have the restaurant, so we don't have a dog.
Right.
We have a rabbit though.
Oh, cute.
It's so cute.
But rabbit pet population is really high here.
It's real. I didn't even know that. I mean, we were looking at
we're
pets.
We're watching it.
Yeah, we were looking at pets, and we were looking. We're like, we can't do a dog because you have to walk the dog. You just have to. And so we're just like, we don't want the dog to be at home all day alone. So we're like, okay, we're looking at fish and then rabbits and then turtles, and we're like, well, the rabbit's kind of like a mini dog, but you don't really have to walk it. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, we don't have to walk it. You can get home, you can pick it up, you can cuddle the rabbit. So
there you go.
The rabbit is pretty awesome. Yeah, we love the rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at all kinds of pet food, not just dog and cat food, but kind of interesting. Rabbit pet ownership has taken off here in Taiwan recently.
It's pretty amazing.
There you go.
Yeah, very cool. And I think that coffee from the States, everybody loves coffee, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Taiwan's an interesting market. I have heard that Taipei is one of the highest concentrations of coffee shops in the world.
I would not be surprised.
Right?
I would not
there's
be
a coffee
surprised.
shop
Everywhere.
next door, and then I think there's another one
There's
next
two
door
right next
to
door.
the next door.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Starbucks and Louisa, and then there's Comeda, and there's just there's so many.
So you can get Starbucks at the convenience stores, 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and then you can kind of go all the way up to getting your coffee at the very small boutique coffee shops, which are great and super cool here.
Okay.
So U.S., let's see, we are exporting. It is our number one market for green beans, I think, which are the unroasted coffee beans.
Okay.
Unroasted. So they're high quality. They're coming here and they're roasted on the island, and you've seen those coffee shops around here that are roasting their own, even just Kama.
No, I couldn't find it. No.
That's okay.
All good.
So even Kama, that's kind of started the process, I think, of roasting their own.
That's right. Yeah.
Most of the very high end then ones have a roastery on premises or just doing it very close. So U.S. is the number one supplier of green beans to Taiwan.
Okay.
Really looking to talk about Hawaii coffee, which is the number one, only state in the union to grow coffee.
I was going to say, is there a lot of coffee in the U.S.? I didn't think there was.
So, I mean, U.S. drinks a lot of coffee.
Drinking, for sure.
But Hawaii is the only U.S. state that grows coffee.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but they have reps here. They have representatives here. Hawaii Coffee Association doing some really good stuff.
Awesome. Have you been to Hawaii? I want to go so bad.
Just once as a kid.
Oh, man. I want to go so bad.
Let's get that travel bubble going.
Let's do it. Yeah, hopefully soon.
No, knock on wood.
We've got a comment, pet treats with Wisconsin ginseng.
Hey.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we heard about them today, actually. I did. So Wisconsin ginseng, there's basically two kinds. I know.
What?
But there's two kinds of ginseng in the world. There's the kind that's kind of produced in Wisconsin and Canada.
I didn't even know we had that.
I know.
Okay.
And then there's the kind that's produced in China. And of course, the North America brand is superior for many reasons.
Okay. Okay.
But Taiwan is a big ginseng consuming
a lot of ginseng
in a lot of different ways, right? We have ginseng tea, but also the spices and medicinal purposes. But there is actually, I've heard, U.S. pet food I don't know if it's a food or a treat, dog treat that has ginseng in it. And I was
amazing.
like, they know their market, and
That's
I'm
amazing.
sure it's great.
Yeah.
Giving
wow.
that dog the ginseng that it needs to live a healthy, full life.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, because ginseng, I never even had ginseng until I came here.
Yeah.
I mean, we eat so much ginseng here, and my mother-in-law pickles it and stuff.
I bet that's
and
good.
so we always have this jar of it. And thanks, man. And we just like, I like it.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty, stinky tofu. That's a tough one, but I'm usually pretty chill, and I'll try anything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love ginseng for sure. Very cool. Very cool. How'd you do on that Korean? Was
Fine,
it too spicy
good.
or no?
It tasted really good. Like the spice lingered.
It does.
At first you're like, oh, no problem,
Thanks,
and then it just
yeah.
That
happens. That happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ready for the next?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
So this is actually there's a small hot sauce company, sort of a craft hot sauce company that is called Empress Hot Sauce, right? Empress. So they were a little bam. Empress brings the heat.
Oh, cool.
So they're friends of
Nice
mine,
name.
and we make all of our hot sauces here, of course. They also make some really good hot sauces, so I always help to try to promote them. This is it's a ghost pepper base.
Whoa.
It's not super hot, but it's got a nice flavor. They're mixing some local ingredients in there.
Ghost pepper, that's the number one.
Ghost pepper
right?
is very hot for sure,
Yeah.
but this one it's balanced very well. So I
Okay.
think it's pretty. It's not too bad. I think.
Okay.
Spice wise, flavor's fantastic.
Okay,
so,
cool. Looking forward
Yeah.
to
So
it.
you want to go whatever you
I'll
want
just
to
go
do.
to the
Do your
little
thing.
guy.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Let me grab that then.
Yeah, sure.
Cheers.
So what's the number one there? What's the big guy here? What's that?
That is
We can talk about it later, but
Yeah, that's either Carolina Reaper, Scorpion. Like it's pretty Carolina Reaper, right? That's got to be from where you guys are, right?
you bet it is.
Got to be. It's
If
got to
good,
be.
You know it is.
They just had to make it better and hotter, right? Because we used to just do like the habaneros and stuff, and then I heard about the Carolina Reaper, and I said I have to get some. And then there was a farm who started growing some, and I said anytime you have any, I will
farm
take
here.
it. Oh, a farm here.
Wild.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I mean, they don't grow that much, obviously, because I don't think
you
that
probably
there's-
need that much.
You don't
either,
need that
right?
much, yeah. And there's not that many people that want it, but yeah, we bought a little hot sauce with that, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the
But
next
this is
one.
Ghost. This is
one
Ghost. So it's it's all good.
Not bad. Pretty good. I'm gonna let it sit. 'Cause
Let
I
it
feel
sit
like
for
I
a little
learned
bit,
my
yeah.
lesson on the
Yeah.
Korean, where I was pretty excited about it, and then
Yeah.
it caught up to me. A lot of
Well,
vinegar.
hot sauces they're almost like a living thing. Like sometimes they get really hot and they just kind of like, it's like the stock market, like the crypto market. They're just kind of up and down,
Yeah, don't check that lately.
But I'm-
That's
yeah,
that's a wild ride.
that's a wild ride,
That is
yeah.
a wild ride.
Sure is, yeah. So just have a
That's
little,
really good. I like
pretty
that
good.
a lot.
They
I like the
got good
vinegar.
stuff. They got
Yeah,
good stuff for sure, yeah. Cheers. Thanks for coming. Speaking of yummy beers, why don't you
Hey.
tell me what this is all about right here?
So, like I mentioned, AIT or my office is really interested in the products that go in, the American products that go into Taiwan products. So what we did is we teamed up with Taihu, who is a great partner
Shout
for
out
us.
to Taihu,
Heyo.
yummy beer.
Good beer, good people. So they did a private label beer for us.
Amazing.
So that one's catching up.
Is it coming?
Yeah,
all
I got
right,
it.
good.
A private label beer for us. So AIT, where the I is the heart, the love, powered by U.S. hops. So
I like that powered
yeah.
by.
So
I love it.
this one in particular though is you could only get it from AIT, but we are
Okay.
out. We are totally out. I'll bring you
Okay.
some though. I've got
I
some.
will enjoy one
Yeah.
if you have it.
Absolutely.
sometime,
I'll bring
yeah?
you some next time.
Okay.
But we were love to talk again about like the U.S. hops and Taiwan beer.
Okay.
The U.S. chicken in Taiwan served chicken wings.
Sure.
Love it. That's the best part of my job.
Yeah.
But so this particular rendition of the label is totally gone. Very popular.
Okay.
And so we're designing the new label
Okay.
now, and I've got to get on it. I've got to pick a few labels,
Okay.
pick the label, and move on and see what.
So
the
would
next
you have
one's
some
gonna
kind
look
of a launch party for the new one?
like. So it'll
What's the
depend on
plan?
the time of year. We, we had hoped it would coincide with the American 4th of July, and then AIT always has an event.
Okay.
So we'll see. But we had talked about doing a spring beer at Chuanjiu.
Okay.
I-
Chunjo, yeah.
But we're a little late
Nice.
there, so
Yeah.
it'll just be the beer for the next round, and looking forward to doing that.
If you guys have looking for a place for a launch party, you just let me know.
I
I
will.
know a place.
You know a place?
I know
Okay,
a place. Yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
thanks.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
These were good, but
yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
I feel like the ketchup was slower. It was good. I
For
like
sure.
these,
Yeah. That's a popular one. You know, Empress hot sauce is good stuff.
Yeah.
Want that beer. I know. Well, we'll get some for sure. Beautiful.
Very good.
So one of the amazing things about having you on particularly today is that it is International Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
Shout out to all of the fantastic women all over the world that are running the show pretty much.
I know.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah. But yeah.
Takes a lot. Takes a village.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So I got a couple of images here of some people that maybe you would like to talk about.
Sure. So International Women's Day, actually it's a federal holiday, national holiday in some countries.
Okay.
So if we lived in other countries, we would have the day off. But so my office, we have our social media, which again, United Tastes in Taiwan.
Yep.
And we had 3 women in agriculture and U.S. agricultural industries that we chose to promote, and great. So we can start kind of from the left, the blonde Amy Birch. Bruch.
Yeah, Bruch.
So
Okay.
she is a 4th generation farmer in Nebraska, I believe.
That's cool. I love the generational stuff.
Yeah,
very cool.
So middle of the country there, and so she's a 4th generation, and she took over the farm for her father.
Beautiful.
And turned her farm into an organic operation. So the
Amazing.
U.S. I know. So the U.S. is the number 2 organic market in the world. Number 1 or number 2, I forget.
The U.S. got
I know,
everything.
killing it.
Jeez.
You let me know what you need.
Jeez. All right.
So, and she was recently recognized by the U.S.'s Organic Trade Association.
Amazing.
So it's the
Amazing.
association essentially that overseas, but it's voluntary to join.
Okay.
Organic U.S. organic farmers and helps them with exporting.
Okay.
So she was celebrated by them as the Organic Farmer of the Year last year.
Okay.
And she was the first woman to receive that honor. Probably long overdue,
awesome.
but super happy to see.
Yeah.
Super happy to promote her. And then we're moving into the middle. There, Melanie Brown. Melanie Brown is a fisherwoman in Alaska.
Oh, what? Oh,
I know.
My God. I'm actually really close to Alaska.
Are you really?
It's about a 4-hour drive from where I live. Yeah.
That's close.
It's very close. It's close in Canada. Well, not in Taiwan.
It's close in Wyoming,
in
too,
Canada,
though.
it's close. In Taiwan, that's the other end of the island. But
yeah, Wyoming, you're not getting across the state.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think she's the 4th generation. She's the 4th generation salmon fisherwoman in Alaska. She started fishing when she was 10 years old.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. My hometown is massive for fishing as well.
Yeah,
So
it's just, it's beautiful,
Yeah.
like the traditions and the stories that her family's been telling that I've seen. Really interesting, really gorgeous. And actually, Alaska Seafood Marketing does a great job talking about sustainability for Alaska salmon and the rules and regulations that the fishermen and fisherwomen abide by to not only send seafood products around the world, but to make sure that there are generations of seafoods around the world.
Like
great
sustainable
stuff.
Stuff,
Sustainability.
right? Yeah,
They've got
you gotta
a
have
huge
that for
sustainability
sure.
message. It's great stories, really cool, and it's in their regulations. I think it's in their state law to abide by these sustainability rules.
Okay.
And then on the far right-hand side there, we have Bibiana Gonzalez Rave, who is originally Colombian, went to school in France, and is now in California as a winemaker.
Oh, my.
So kind of you were moving from your commodities, your bases, your grains, into your meat products, your proteins, your salmon, and then you're going to wrap up with like a nice wine.
Okay. Beautiful.
So she was recognized, I think, as 2015's Winemaker of the Year.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just doing some really cool stuff. We love to see women moving into these industries where they haven't been represented as much in the past. And that includes brewing. I should say Winnie from Taihu, our super good partner.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Winnie from Taihu, the head brewer, for sure. Yeah.
Superstar.
Superstar.
And she's not the only one. There are a lot of other breweries here that have women
for sure,
at the helm and working on it.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah. Actually, fun fact is my last name is actually Gonzalez as well.
I know.
Yeah. So it's funny because growing up in this really small town in Canada, it's a very Portuguese heavy town.
Oh, cool.
So growing up, everyone just assumed I was Portuguese. We were the only like Mexicans. It was us and my cousin's family and no other Mexicans. And then a lot of Portuguese. So, when I would write my name Gonzalez, people would, when I would say, oh, my last name is, Gonzalez, they would write it as Gonzalez, the Portuguese version of it. So it's really funny. Yeah. So it's very cool to see.
That's interesting. Gonzalez, that's her Portuguese.
It's very,
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. It's very, very Portuguese, man. It's just, everyone assumes everybody's Portuguese because it's just, there's so many Portuguese.
That's not the leap
very
I would have
cool.
made, but.
It's very, very cool. Very cool. Cool place.
For sure.
Kitimat, BC. Very cool place. Yeah. Very cool. Very nice. So we'll do one more, or should we jump on that? What do you think?
Whatever you want. You choose. You're in charge.
All right. So let's do one more of these. And we were talking about wine, right? So I wanted to segue into this lovely
this
photo.
Was a wine event. I think it's a Taiwan Import-Export Association wine event.
Okay.
Yep. Import-Export Association of Taiwan. They had a pretty good large trade show, wine trade show in earlier this year. I think it was 2022, but earlier this year.
Okay.
And it was international, so it was great to see even countries like Portugal and Spain and all the others. But there was a big contingency from California. Obviously, California is the #1 wine producing state in the United States. So got to celebrate that. But as well as there were some whiskeys and spirits and stuff.
Some bourbon from the States, from Kentucky or something.
All of them. Some whiskeys from Wyoming, which is the best state.
Okay, Wyoming. Right? Yeah, that's what I hear. Never been, but I hear it's the best.
Well, you come on over.
All
so
right,
it was a lot of fun. We were always like, so we go there, we talk to the association itself, and then we go around to the booths and meet people. And we're learning from them. We're learning what they're seeing in the market, what their trends are, what they're looking for, and kind of try to make matches between people who are already in the market, people who are looking for somebody in the market, really just matchmaking between the U.S. and Taiwan.
Amazing. Yeah, I need to get more into the wine scene here. I mean, I don't drink that much wine, but you let me know. Okay, I'll get some wine. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the thing about me, I need to maybe learn a little bit more about wine because I'm pretty good with the beers and
we can figure that out
other
too.
stuff. So we can sit down and you can teach me some wine stuff.
Yeah, we have some wine institutes. California Wine Institute is active here and has some seminars. Even just
we'll do a little wine tasting or something here.
Yeah,
big event.
Wine. So interesting about wine. Taiwan is traditionally a red wine drinking market because red is lucky color, kind of a power color. Yeah, it is. But then you think about the food here, and I would argue that
white
it pairs better with a white. Exactly. So I would love to see more opportunities for American white wines in the market and kind of trying to make headway there.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I the first time I was learning about wine, there's a friend of mine up the street that has sommelier, right? Sommelier. It was funny. I went into to pay. There's a funny story, right? We went into to pay. I went to pay the bill. It was like a Tuesday, 2 p.m. or something. Yeah. And I went in, and he's just like, "Oh, Eddie," and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he's just like, opens like 6 bottles of wine. Like, I just came to pay the bill, man. And he's like, no problem. Pours like 6 glasses of wine. He's like, try this one. And I'm like, okay, cool. Try this one. I'm like, oh, it's really great. It's, and he's like, what do you think? I'm like, it's pretty fruity, He's like, try this one. I'm like, pretty fruity. And I get to like the 5th one. He's like, what do you think of that one? I'm like, pretty fruity.
All right.
They're all good. I'm like, they're all good. And he's like, oh, you need to smell the wine. So I'm like smelling it. He's like, no, you got to go deeper. And I got a big nose, right? He's just like, you got to go deeper. No, you got to. And then I snorted wine.
Oh,
and I'm like,
well, that's one way
I got
to do
some.
it.
I got
That's
some
one
now.
way
I'm
to
like,
do it.
not as fruity when you snort it. So it was pretty funny. Yeah. And then it ended up being like, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I'm like, I'm not going back to work. I'm done. And then he's just like, you want a pizza? I was like, let's order a pizza. So we stayed there and we were just like, called in. I'm like, I'm not coming back today. And they're just like, what happened?
Well,
like,
there's a lot to learn. And it's super interesting. And there's a lot to learn. Just like, wine and beer are not dissimilar. Sure. It's fun. It's fun to be a part of.
Very funny. Very fun. Very fun and very funny. Love it. So let's grab that last one. Let's do it.
I'm not scared.
So if you guys are interested in checking out more info, United Tastes in Taiwan Facebook page, link is in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well if you want to check out some more cool podcasts like this one about amazing people doing amazing things. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's grab
All
the
right, let's do it. I'll do the small guy.
Okay. I will take this. So I think it's a bit of a jump now, but
this is the jump.
This is the jump. Yeah. So you had to have one that's like, okay, that's pretty.
How much?
hot, right?
Okay. All right. Okay.
You really want to know, or you just want to take a bite?
No, just take a bite.
Just take the bite. Just take the bite.
It's gonna have, huh? Whoa! There you go.
Here we go.
There we go.
Just so you know, we have glasses of horchata there. I don't know if you've tried horchata yet.
My hands are just covered in.
It's covered in hot
wings.
sauce. You just don't touch your
good.
eyes. Just don't
I like
touch
it,
your eyes.
but no. Don't touch your eyes.
Don't touch your eyeballs.
Touch your nose.
Yeah. That happens a lot. You know, people are like, oh my God, it's so hot. Bam. I'm like, that's going to be worse.
Yeah. There you
That's
go.
gonna be
That's
much
a
worse.
hot. That's a hot wing.
That's a hot one.
Hot
That's
wing.
a hot one. Yeah.
No. You do the horchata.
People ask if, I mean.
That's a hot wing.
Yeah. So, talk a little about some past events. Talk about some future events. Let's do the past first, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we kind of ran through these.
Yeah.
That's a hot wing.
It's hot. Yeah.
Coffee promotion. That is at Costco. Costco,
Yep.
obviously, some of the biggest sellers of U.S. products
I bet.
in Taiwan.
I see pallets full of it all the time there.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think it was the Costco in Nehu is the #1 selling Costco in the world.
Real in the
you know that?
world?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Hot wing.
amazing. Yeah, that's hot. It's a hot one, right? Actually, let me blow up that second picture there. Hold up. Blam.
Same,
there you
nice
go.
dress.
There you go. Yeah.
So this
Nice dress.
this was a radio promotion with BCC, which is China Broadcasting Corporation or something like that.
Okay.
Whew, hot.
That's a spicy one. Things are getting spicy. You have to have one at the end that's like, oh, wow. That's
Makes you
okay.
pause.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is our beautiful chef from Mayful. Mayful is a great partner for U.S. products.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Downtown in Nehu.
Beautiful,
Whew.
beautiful, beautiful.
I'm just burning my
We
face
got a little
off.
spice. We got a little spice on there. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Really, really good American steaks at Mayful. So we did a 3-part radio interview at BCC where we talked about different U.S. agricultural products every time. And that was actually a promotion talking about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah. So turkey. Mayful did a
Very good.
great U.S.
Yeah.
turkey basket, but also with U.S. turkey, U.S. beef.
U.S.
Really,
turkey.
really good.
Yeah, nice. So when you talk about beef, there's always the debate, grain-fed versus grass-fed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
What's
so the
yeah.
majority of cattle coming from
Yeah.
the United States
Yeah.
are going to be grass-fed.
Grass,
so
right?
therefore, grass-fed is probably better.
Yeah, I love it. It's better. It's better. Okay.
So the grain-fed,
It's got a little bit of more.
it's a little sweeter meat,
yeah,
but
yeah,
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
grain fed is going to just like kind of put that last fat on the animal. And the fat is frankly what makes it taste good. When the
Makes
meat
sense.
melts, it's
Makes
that
sense.
white meat fat that's melting
I love
into the
steak.
meat. Makes it tasty, makes it tender.
I love it. I'm a big steak fan, so I love that. I love it.
Got some advice coming in.
Have some warm water. Have some
I don't
warm
think
water.
anything warm is going to help me at this point.
Yeah, well, you know, you guys invented the Carolina Reaper, so I had to give you a little bit, right?
May have been a mistake. So
The Carolina Reaper, yeah.
I think that is actually my friend who is from the
Really?
7-Elevens.
Okay.
So did
Oh,
you know
wow.
that Taiwan has the #1 per capita convenience store concentration in the world?
That doesn't surprise me
Nope.
at all. And you know what? The crazy thing about Taiwan is it's so convenient that when I go anywhere else, I'm just like, oh, this is so inconvenient. It's so
know.
bad. I go back to my hometown and you have to drive everywhere. And it's like, what? Because here it's just you go downstairs, you walk down the street. I was actually, funny story, I was buying some Bitcoin and you could get it in Family Mart, right? And
You can get Bitcoin and Family
yeah, you
Mart?
could. Yeah. You just have to get the app sorted out. And so I went down, and so there's a limit of 5,000, right? 5,000
Okay.
NT. So,
All right. Okay.
so I figured, you know, I think I wanted 20. So I just went for a walk, and I just went, boop, 5,000 here. 5 minutes down the street, there's another Family Mart. Boop, 5,000 here. 5 minutes down the street, there's another Family Mart. Boop.
Oh, wow.
So it was just like, oh, this is great. Yeah. So it was pretty funny. Yeah. But how was that last one? You made it all the way through. You made it all the way
That
through.
last one that's a leap.
Yeah, it's a big jump for sure. You know, I didn't
Relax.
used to have that, but sometimes they're so good at the spice that at the end, you know, they're just like, oh, that was nothing. And then it's kind of like, I got to get sweating a little bit or something, you know.
Well,
You're still
you
not
did
sweating.
it.
You did. All right, good.
Yeah.
Do you have? I mean, we made it. We're almost an hour now. Do you have anything you want to add,
No, I mean,
Cap off the show.
ooh,
Woof. Don't eat the last one.
One-
don't eat the last one.
One cute tip. I know what you're going through.
Okay. All
Chugging
right.
horchata helps a lot.
Does it help?
Yeah.
The horchata does help for sure. Yeah. Another beer, a little
Because
horchata.
like last week, I didn't touch my horchata at all till I had the last wing. And then my friends are like, why did you chug it all the way in once? I'm like, yeah. If you
The
had that
horchata
wing-
helps. It's so sweet. It's
Exactly.
It
really
is
good.
very sweet. Yeah.
The vanilla helps a lot.
The vanilla, the sugar,
Yeah.
it just kind of like brings things down
I mean,
a little bit. Yeah.
I kind of mentioned my friend Raul, who you know.
Raul, shout out to
for-
Raul, man.
At Crafted.
Crafted, he's the man. Love Raul. He's a good guy.
Crafted bottle shop down in Maji.
Fantastic
Great bottle
place,
shop.
great
and
bottle shop, yeah.
they are bringing in a ton of really high quality American craft beers.
They got good beers for sure.
He's got a
for
direct
sure.
importer, Joe at Crafted California Craft,
California Craft Joe, yeah, fantastic guy.
bringing in really good stuff. But Raul was like, that last one, he told me to order an IPA, so maybe
Yeah.
that's what I should have done.
Well, I'll get you one if you need one for sure. Yeah.
I need to have not eaten that last chicken wing, is what I need.
I know. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm like I feel bad, but sometimes I don't.
It's like
sometimes
it's
I don't.
initiation.
Yeah,
It's fine.
but you did amazing. Thank you for coming. I know you're a super busy person.
I've loved being here. Thank you. We
I
love
love-
seeing you every week.
I love seeing you guys here and your family, and your kids are so cute, and we're watching them grow up.
Kind of
which is
maniacs, but
one of the cool parts of having a restaurant. You get to see the kids grow up, and
man.
yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, we
yeah.
loved coming here
Yeah,
because it is. You're right. It's exactly like family, like so many
for
places
sure.
in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And my kids are always a little rowdy, and their
Oh,
staff is always great. And so, super family friendly place, which is
Yeah.
obviously the number one for me.
Yeah.
And love seeing the American products on your menu.
Sure. Of course.
That's what we do. So please, if you're ever interested, anybody following or learning more about American products, let me know. And please, United Taste in Taiwan on Facebook and Instagram.
Check it out. The description is below. Jump on that. Follow the page. Like it. And if you want to meet,
Like it, love it. Yeah.
yeah, if you want.
Happy to, yep, happy to answer any questions. So
Yeah.
let us know. I've got a great team behind me, and thanks to everyone.
All right. Thank you guys for watching the show, and thank you for coming.
Anytime.
I appreciate it.
All right.
We'll catch you guys next week. Happy International Women's Day.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
happy International Women's Day.